ACR, and I'm privileged enough to have the UFC World Featherweight Champion on the other end of this line, Alex Volkanovski. Thank you for coming on the show, mate.
Thanks for having me, my man. Thanks for having me.
Mate, you become the world champion in December 2019. How did that feel?
It was good. It was unreal. Perfect timing too. So the year before, I fought in December as well, but I fought like literally just before New Year's or just the day before New Year's Eve. So when I was travelling home, I missed out on New Year's Eve and all that, and I missed out on Christmas because I was overseas. So I got to go win the belt before Christmas, bring an early Christmas present, back to the family. So it was good. I loved fighting. That time of the year, it was a great time to fight, and obviously bringing that belt back as an early Christmas present was unreal. It
was well worth it just before Christmas, as you said. Now, your next fight, what's happening there? Is it on an island? And Dana White's in the process now of trying to sort that out due to this pandemic crisis.
Yeah.
Can you name the island, and do you know what island it's on?
Nah, we don't know the island. There is supposedly an island though, so they reckon, that's 100% something they're working on. I'm almost certain. I'm sure they're getting hurdles, obstacles that are getting in the way the whole way through, all the way till an event. Because right now, the situation we're in with this pandemic, there's so many things that can happen. But I mean, being on an island, a private island, that when the visas and all that. Maybe they can, that's not really an issue. So, I think if it can happen, being on an island, I think it will happen. So, yeah, he's pretty, he thinks it's going to happen. And if that's the case, I want in on that island, you know what I mean? I want to be on that island. I want to fight.
Well, you're there anyway, aren't you? Are you defending your title on that island?
Well, that's what I want. So, again, we don't have no fights booked.
Yeah.
No fights are booked, but I'm looking to fight on this island. That's something that I want to do. And again, not very often. It's not every day you could say, I fought on a private island. You know what I mean? So it's something that, especially while there's no sports happening, I think it would be absolutely huge. So to be on a card like that, it'd be massive.
That must be frustrating. It's got to be frustrating for everybody in your shoes. But it's just the way it is. What it is, isn't it, mate? We haven't seen this for 100 years.
Yeah. Well, again, there's a lot more people less fortunate than myself. So for me not being able to fight, right now, that's fine. Again, I think, we're in these crazy times, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that are worse off than me. So I can't whinge about it. I'm just trying to adapt to what's happening right now. So I'm just doing whatever training I can. Trying to keep fit, trying to stay strong, and if I can get a fight, I'll be in. If not, I'll just do whatever I can, whether it's social media, build a profile, do podcasts, just anything to keep busy and just keep my mind off what's going on, and just try and stay strong during the process too.
Okay, now back to the local scene. You come from Shell Harbour, you got two beautiful kids, you got a beautiful missus, and you were a boxer before you started off in the UFC, weren't you?
Yeah, well, I started MMA, MMA was what I started as. I used to wrestle before I done MMA.
Yeah. But,
there was a time I do, when I'm doing MMA, mixed martial arts, so I do a lot of boxing. I've done boxing training, kickboxing, so I've sparred with a lot of boxers and things like that, and I was struggling to get opponents. There was a time where, in the local scene it was hard to get opponents because I was pound for pound number one in Australia, and sometimes it's very hard to get matchups, as most martial arts. Same would be in boxing. A lot of people, some people want to protect the record. So the MMA, a lot of people want to protect their record, and that seemed to be the case. No one really wanted to take me on, so I was really struggling to get a fight. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to have a boxing fight just to stay active. You know what I mean? So I had to, because I was professional MMA, I had to do a professional boxing match.
Okay. How did you go?
It wasn't too bad. So I ended up having I was meant to fight, I forget his name. I was meant to fight someone who's actually had a lot of boxing fights, so that would have been a tough one. Yeah. But you might know him. I'm shooting blanks with this name, but then it ended up being a guy that had, he had like 30, 40 amateur fights, and that was his pro debut. So we both made our debut, but it went well. I ended up winning a decision. He was tough. He was really tough. I landed some big shots, but yeah, it was good. It was good fun. But I love boxing. I love all martial arts. I've always have. That's why I was always going to get into, UFC or whatever it was, because I've just always loved this martial arts. Innocent.
You're an all-rounder. So during that boxing match, did you feel like taking him down at all, or you knew where you were, mate? You're in the square circle, not the octagon.
Yeah. Well, that's true. I definitely wasn't. It wasn't too bad, but I remember one situation that I sort of, when I boxed and then he come in and then we sort of clenched a little and I put a frame on like his head and I like sort of shuffled my feet as if I was going to do a switch knee and like pull his head down into a knee and I obviously didn't do it, but it was like, you could tell that was on my mind. And I was like, man, that could have ended pretty badly. But so it wasn't too bad. Like I said, I really enjoyed it. And, it's something that I wanted to do again, but, obviously I was chasing the UFC dream and I did that. And, so now right at the top, now I've got that UFC belt. So, yeah, it's crazy.
So that boxing fight was just a one-off, wasn't it? You didn't have any others?
Yeah, just one-off. Again, it was just to stay active. I'm a pretty competitive type of guy. Yeah. And I was in camp to fight someone. They pulled out and I was like, man, I'm fit. I need to stay busy, you know what I mean? I just want to do something, so let's get a fight. And then boxing fight was there. Like we ended up talking to John from J&I Promotions, and then he ended up hooking us up with a boxing match, and so it was cool. Like I said, it was a good experience.
No, that's good. You're in the boxing? You told me off air you love boxing. Who's your favourite boxer out there in the world?
Man, I've got a few. I loved Oscar De La Hoya.
Oh yeah,
he was definitely my favourite.
Yeah.
But right now I love what Canelo's doing, man. I appreciate all boxers. There's the skill that they have in them hands. So I really appreciate what he does. And one right now would have to be Lomachenko.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't believe I forgot to say. He's something that mate, just that footwork and the angles he puts, and he just can do it all. Yeah. Fighting on the back foot, fighting on the front foot, pressure fighting. You know what I mean? It's just unbelievable, some of the stuff he does, and I love watching him. But I love Canelo too, so they're two of my favourites right now. Canelo,
local Pico's boy who I've promoted a few times, Bill Alakaway, he's been Canelo's main sparring man in the lead up to his last few fights, which is fantastic for the young kid.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Bill Alakaway. Which is good.
Yes, actually, I think I've met him in Thailand before. At Tiger Muay Thai, I think he come with a couple of the guys. He come just for a little bit, and I remember a lot of people were telling me that he was a really good boxer.
That's it.
So I have kept an eye on him. But I've kept an eye on local guys as well, like Cambosis. So I've kept an eye on him as well.
Yeah, he's a given to win a world title, that boy.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, your UFC, who's your favourite?